What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Cassandra. Welcome back to Cassandra's Corner. Today I actually wanted to talk about something a little more serious than what a couple of my other vlogs have been. So let's get started. So today I wanted to talk about something that has been kind of eating me alive inside. And it's been kind of just there, and I've never really talked about it, and I thought that it would be a great thing for me to say on camera and let everyone know how I've been dealing with things and coping and stuff like that. So around last year, around April, well, it was in April, I was at a baseball game with one of my good friends, and we were just watching the game, and I had gotten a call. So I answered it, and I was like, wow, this person never really calls me unless, you know, it's something important. So I answered the call, and I stepped away from the game. I stepped away from everyone to answer this call, and she had told me that one of our good friends, Ellen, had passed away. And when I got that news, I tried to hold it together. I didn't want to kind of expose myself and expose my feelings towards anyone about this to anyone. And so I immediately told my friend that I was gonna go. I was gonna get picked up because I didn't want to be there anymore. So my friend asked me what was wrong. I told him that one of my friends passed away from cancer. She was battling breast cancer for quite some time now, and that was her second time battling cancer. So I immediately, when he asked me that, I just started bawling. Like, I was so out of everything that I only focused on myself at that time. And I completely lost it. Like, I was walking to the car, people were coming up to me, and I was just like, I can't talk now, I have to go, like, all this stuff. And so I got in the car, and I couldn't put one and two together into thinking how this even happened. Ellen was such a bright light in everyone's lives, and every heart that she touched, every life that she touched, she completely changed for the better. And it was something that just kind of happened suddenly to me because I had not seen her for a while. So with all that said, you know, like, I was completely shook. Like, I didn't know how to kind of handle my emotions or anything like that, because I'd never experienced anything like that. So later that night, I went to my room, and I just sat in here, and I started crying. I let it all out. I knew that it was good to let my emotions all out, and I knew that holding it in wasn't healthy. So I started crying in my room for quite some time, and then I eventually cried myself to sleep. I eventually just stopped and went to sleep because it was like 2 in the morning at that point, and I was tired. So the next like week or so, I had been depressed. I didn't want to really see anyone. I kind of just thought to myself, why me? It's something that happens in life, and I to this day, I still am very, how do I say, like, sensitive about the topic. I carry her picture in my phone, for those of you who have seen my phone. I carry her picture in my phone. I have her up on my walls, you know, but it was just really hard for me, and it's still hard for me to talk about it to this day. I don't even have that many words to say because it's all still fresh to me, and I've never experienced that ever in my life, so it's just hard. But a lot of people don't know this because I haven't really talked about it, but I have posted a lot on social media. Excuse me. I have posted on social media about it, and I've said like Team Ellen and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just very hard for me to still talk about it, and I was in a very dark place having to deal with all of this. I wanted to shut people out and things like that, but I've learned that that's not the way that Ellen would want me to live my life, and that's not the way that I should be living my life, because I'm not that person, and I'm not going to start to be that person, and I don't want to be that person who shuts everyone out and tries to handle things on by themselves. But I feel like sometimes that's what you have to do, or else you end up saying something you might regret to someone, or doing something that you might regret. So so there's that. So on to the next topic. On Valentine's Day, my friend Weston actually found out that he relapsed, and he called me a couple days ago to tell me that over the phone. But I'll put in some footage from like us at the beach. But on Sunday of 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago, I went to go see him in La Jolla. I went to the beach with him, and we just kind of walked at the beach and sat there and kind of just talked about things. We were talking a lot about cancer and how it really changed us and turned us into the amazing human beings that we are today. And that's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. But he had told me that he was going in for a bone marrow aspiration, which is a procedure where they take fluid out of your bone marrow and they test it, and they see how many, they see if your bone marrow is infected with cancer cells. So he told me that he was going in for a bone marrow aspiration, or as he likes to call it, bone marrow biopsy. That's not what it's called, but whatever. And he was just telling me that, and I was just like telling him how everything was gonna be okay, how like everything was just gonna be fine, like no matter what happens, you know, I'm gonna be here, and there's a 1,000 other people here for him no matter what. And he was telling me how if he relapsed ever, that he might just be torn, that it would just be heavy, because like my second time of cancer was awful. Like it was completely just awful. I had a bone marrow transplant. It was just awful, and that's what he has to get. He now has to get a bone marrow transplant. So when he called me on the phone a couple days ago, well, last week, he had told me that he relapsed, and I didn't hear him, so I kept repeating myself. I was like, wait, what did you say? He was telling me how he relapsed, and I was just like, I literally broke down on my knees. I went on my knees and I started crying. And do I mention that I am at the Cheesecake Factory? Okay, I'm at the Cheesecake Factory, and I step away from dinner and I answer this call. So when he tells me that, I'm outside on my knees like crying. So then he's like, oh, I gotta go, like I'm on a train, I'll talk to you later. I was like, okay. So then he hangs up, and this call was literally only like 5 seconds. I hang up and I put myself together real quick because I'm at dinner, so I'm like, I gotta go back in there. So I go back inside and I'm fine, and then I hear and I'm just thinking about it, like I'm thinking about it even more and more. So I just start bawling again in the Cheesecake Factory, and I'm literally crying. So I get up and I walk away, and this was probably the most embarrassing time of my life. I was crying in the middle of a restaurant. Like, everyone was looking at me, all the bussers, all the hosts, everyone, the guests, everyone was looking at me. It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm fine. I'm not fine. No, I was fine. So I was just thinking about it, you know, like it's a fresh wound. So it was all just happening at once, and I felt like my heart has literally dropped from my chest down to my feet. Like, it's just hard because Weston means so much to me, and I know you're probably watching this and I love you so much, but when I first met Weston, we were actually in the hospital playing Uno, and he kept cussing because he thought that he could just say whatever he wanted because he was from London, because he was British or whatever. Like, no, you can't. I'm only like 12. No, I was like, what, 17? I don't know. But it was really funny, and I actually met him in the hospital, so that was kind of cool. But I never really knew what it felt like when I told other people that I had cancer or that I had relapsed, and now I know what it feels like, and it's the absolute worst feeling ever because you want to just hold them and like tell them everything's gonna be okay, even though you don't know if everything's gonna be okay. But I kind of isolated myself. Hearing this news, I isolated myself for a couple days. I had made plans and I didn't even want to go to them because I was so heartbroken and so sad that he has to go through this all over again. But it completely just killed me, and to this day, like right now, like this is still fresh to me. Like, this only happened not too long ago, but to this day I am just surprised and shocked. I don't even know what to say because it all hit me at once. And he's one of my like mentors. He's someone I really look up to, even though he's only a couple years older than me. Like 3, I think, 2, I don't know. He's my mentor. He's a really good friend of mine. He's someone that I can really relate to. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, Cass. Keep it together. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Alright. But I am truly blessed to have met someone who really gets me and doesn't get me and is always there for me, and someone that I look up to. He's just a great role model, and I don't know where I would be without him because he has really impacted my life for the better, and I love him. I love him so much. I love you so much, Weston, and I hope that you're watching this. But I am truly blessed to have him in my life, and I kind of just want to read a part from, I want to read something from a, I forget what he used it for actually, but I think it was for an application, an essay to get into his college, but I want to read it to you because it's really good. Not all of it, just part of it. It's really good, and it is something that made me think twice about how I live, so here we go. What is something about yourself that is essential to understanding you? He said, on June the 8th of 2016, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. At this time, it felt like the end of the world. Everything I had once known was flipped on its head. After a total of around 140 days in the hospital and 4 rounds of intense chemotherapy, through blood, sweat, and tears, I finished treatment. As I look back at the hardest ordeal I have ever faced and probably will ever face, I see such darkness, but I also see such light. Although the experience took a lot of me, it gave me a beautiful thing, perspective. It taught me an incredible amount about my character and the person I am able to be. Never again will I ever say I am unable to do something or say that something is unattainable. I am a changed man, but changed for the better. I strive higher for a more beautiful expression of what human life can be. Never give up, because life can be such a beautiful thing. It might not take a second, it might not take a day, but I've seen it, I've felt it. In all aspects of life, I strive to maintain and echo these values. I think that itself explains to you who he is. Like, that's such a powerful statement, and when he first said that to me, I was like, geez, wow, like, Whew, that was good. But I just wanted to read that because it was really good. And Weston, I know you're watching this. Weston, I love you so much. You are one of my greatest, most bestest friends I've ever met. I wouldn't know where I would be without you. I believe in you. I can't wait to see you kick cancer's ass one more time. And if the future keeps repeating itself, then it keeps repeating itself. But I hope that with this transplant, everything will work out for you. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you and for me, for both of us. And remember, you told me you're going to let me meet Ellen, remember? You're going to introduce me to Ellen DeGeneres. I can't wait. Alright, well, yeah, I hope you strive to be the better person that you are, and you're changing people's lives, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. I love you. With that said, I am in a very much better place now. Everything with Weston is still kind of new, and it's a fresh wound, but I am getting over it little by little. And I'm not getting over it, I just mean like I am coping with it better. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I can't wait to make more future vlogs. I have a challenge coming up, so I hope you guys can check that out. I'm actually doing it with my little cousin. So yeah. Alright, so I'm like a minute away from Weston's house. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just following maps. It's really pretty over here. Like, the houses are really big. Like, I'm down. I'm just gonna go. Let's call Weston. If he doesn't answer, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yes.
Where do I park?
I'll come outside, one sec.
Okay. I'll come outside. I don't know which house it is, so I'm just like looking both ways because I don't know where to park. I hear him. There he is. There's the little Weston. Where? Right there.
Well, hello. Welcome to my home.
Okay. Do you remember when I said that I walk slow?
Yeah.
Why are you walking so fast?
Because you slow.
Ow, frick.
Frick. Oh, frick.
Stop!
Boom. Me. She thinks about all the people she will motivate and how she will make their lives better. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Are you still? Okay.
Yeah, it was a good picture and video. Oh yeah. Nice. There we go. Hey. Oh my, wow, this does cost $600.
Wow.
You could do a selfie. Oh, you're out of battery. Or you're like low battery.
It's okay because I have another camera in the...
Another one?
I mean another...
Battery.
Yes. That thing.
That's so cool.
I'm trying not to get your address in the... Really?
Hey guys, this is Casey's vlog.
What?
No, it's Casey's corner.
Make sure to go give it a thumbs up. Share, comment, subscribe, everything. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.